Now we've got the CRV with one size up in the Grand Treks, the AT5s. These tires look really good. Soft compound, so it's quiet. I just don't know how it's going to handle the really gnarly off-road section. That might be a little bit soft. Got a grip in the wet, that's for sure. They look better than the regular AT25s. Just found on the Prado. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so we've had the tires in the car for a month now, and so far so good. Definitely more grip with the 235 by 65s as opposed to the 225 by 65 on a 17-inch rim, which comes standard on this particular vehicle. I thought with the wheel arches, there's quite a bit of space there, so it's nice to get a slightly wider tire and get a little bit more clearance. You're going to get half a mil each way, which makes a bit of a difference in the bush. And it certainly looks a lot better now with these tires on. It kind of rounds the car out. I found with some of these soft roaders, they're almost the same size as a Prado or a Fortuner, but the tires are quite a bit smaller. I mean, a Fortuner has a 265, and these come out with 225s in terms of profile, which is quite a marked difference, but you also get a marked difference in fuel economy. So I wouldn't really ever recommend going wider than a 235 though for a soft roader, because even on the 235 it does make the steering a little bit harder to turn. So if you're really weak, I wouldn't get the bigger tires, but for everybody else you're going to be just fine. And you can always pump them up a bit more if you want them a little bit easier on the steering wheel. But there you go, these tires cost 2,000 Rand each from Dunlop Zone, and it was 400 Rand alignment or something like that. Dunlop seems to have quite a bit of faith in these tires, because they've given them a 100,000 K warranty, provided you bring them into the shop for alignment every 8,000 Ks. Well, it's a free alignment and rotation of the tires, which is something I'd recommend you doing anyway. So 100,000 Ks out of these tires, they can comfortably last you 6 or 7 years. They do feel a bit softer on the sidewall, so in terms of comparing that to the Goodyear Wrangler sidewall, I think these probably would puncture quicker, but that's just an opinion. But they're going to be quieter and better for wet braking, I've seen from several tests. So Dunlop really have raised the bar, because I've been critical of the Dunlop tires before. And they look a bit, the AT25s that you find on the Prado, they look very much highway tires. I would like to see them putting these tires on the Buckies, on the Toyota Buckies and SUVs, the Prados and alike, and rather stay away from the highway tires for cars that have 4x4 and diff lock and low range. You shouldn't come out of the factory with highway tires on. And these are sort of civilized enough that you're not going to get higher road noise or massive fuel economy, that it's going to be sort of a turn off for city drivers, and it looks so much better with these tires on. So there you go, so far so good. If I had to give it a rating on the first month, I'd give them a 9 out of 10, but would have to take them onto the off-road track to really see how durable they are. Okay, more to come, Africa Sideways.